All right, I'm doing this. I'm going live. Here we are. Hey, Bernice. Um, if you know how to run the chat, I just figured out how to run the chat, and it's on the the top left-hand side. You click the little chat button, and you can chat with me. Make little comments. Okay, Kitty, I am broadcasting. I will pet you later. I've got my coffee here and my fun little cup. Do you have your drink of choice, your tea, your water? I just want to say, today's a Sunday. And for those of you who don't know, I was raised Mormon, and I left a couple of years ago. But one of the things that always made me a little anxious was if I didn't go to church on Sunday. Usually a person would like get sent out to your house, and they'd ask, why didn't you come to church today? And I'd be like, because I didn't want to. Even though I was never really that person. But I always didn't really like that idea. My point being, I started going to the UU here, the Universalist Church. And I love that about them. If you don't go to church one Sunday, no one's going to come to your house and say, where the hell were you? Or like be all up in your business. Like, because it's none of your business. And I love the UUs. They are so awesome and so down to earth. And yeah. Okay, so I'm running solo again this week. But today is week 11 of the Artist Way. And Krista will be, I think we're planning on having, since next week is the final big finale, boom, bang, fireworks and everything. Chris is going to come back for that next week. Maybe we'll have like a 5-minute dance party before we start. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe a dance party or karaoke. And yeah, I was thinking about getting someone else to come too. So week 11, this is so exciting. While I was reading the chapter, I was reading through it and I was thinking, this is really the what it's about is how to regain control over your creative self, and some exercises that you can be doing to help you do that, help you regain control. And I'm like, well, this is like a how-to, so I was reading through the chapter, and there's like 5 things, like super organized. So I'm going to share with you the 5 things that I learned this week in the Artist Way. Let me just move some things around. I know, okay, the backdrop today is not that pretty. I moved to the office instead of to the dining room / kitchen because this is where the router is, and so I'm hoping the reception's a little bit better. But I'll still talk a little slower in case the reception kind of goes out. But this is like trial and error. It's like the room is really nasty. I mean, look at that. Yeah. It's because this is the last room in the house that still needs to be renovated. But hey guys, I see more viewers are popping in and out. If you have any thoughts, I opened the group chat. So leave me a chatty comment, and that would make me so happy. I just discovered the chat and I want to see if it works. So leave me a little message, like say hi, or what kind of drink are you drinking? Are you drinking coffee or tea or water? If you don't know how to work the chat, I'm hoping your screen is similar to mine. On the top left-hand menu corner, there's a little blue box with white lines. Click on that, and then you'll be able to send me a chat on the right-hand side. Okay, so getting into this week. So how to regain these are my 5 steps based on the chapter, how to regain control of your creative self. And these are exploring behaviors that can strengthen our spiritual base. The whole book is talking about regaining your creativity through a spiritual base. And these are like really awesome. Sorry, my my nose is running. These are like really, really awesome tips and things you can do. By the way, this lipstick my mom gave to me several months ago. And I don't know if you're supposed to keep lipstick for several months. I do. But I never wear lipstick. I always just wear chapstick. And I just happened to bring this with me while I'm traveling, and it makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel really cute. I never wear red lipstick either. Okay, back to the thing. Number 1, how to regain control. Surround yourself with people who nurture your artist. Really good. Our artist needs to be richly supported to support your creative work, and it'll show it. So this is very similar to anything that you're trying to get better at or trying to strengthen. Surrounding yourself with people who are either at the same level you are, really trying to improve themselves, mixtured with people who have already done what you're trying to do. And this is something that I have been doing to elevate my lifestyle, to be more aspiring to my first class life, if that makes any sense. So the habits that I have, I can't physically surround myself with people who are where I want to be, because A, I just don't make friends that fast, and B, it's kind of hard to find people in person. But you know what's really great for this? The internet. I have surrounded myself by people that I follow by online, entrepreneur type people, for building my business. I also have made a few friends through private Facebook groups that I'm a part of. And we're like real Facebook friends instead of just, chatting on the Facebook group. And we're like supporting each other's business, supporting each other, doing, whatever lifestyle that we're working towards. And so definitely surrounding yourself with people who not only support what you're trying to create, what you're trying to build in yourself, but also people who have already accomplished the level of creativeness that you are looking to achieve. So great. Let me see. I wrote an example. It's like an extrovert. It's like an extrovert. I am totally an introvert. But it's like an extrovert telling me I need to be more social and go to bars and parties where lots of people are. This makes me it fills me with anxiety. And I have forced myself a few times to do it. And I think, well, maybe, once I just get there, maybe I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Nope, I feel even more uncomfortable. And then I think, well, maybe I'll like push myself to start talking to someone or to start doing something like singing karaoke. I don't mind singing in front of people. And that was one of the things when I was in Alaska last year. I work in Alaska during the summers. And my friend at work was trying to get me to go to one of the bars at karaoke night, like for months and months. And probably even a couple of years. She's like, you got to go this year. You got to go this year. And so I finally went one time. And nope, it was just as uncomfortable as I expected. But it's like, okay, so surrounding yourself with people who nurture your artist. This, it's not just surrounding yourself with friends who will support you in what you're doing, but also doing it at the speed in which you are comfortable. Because extroverts telling me I need to go out and be around a bunch of strangers really fills me with anxiety, and that does not help me grow. That does not help me to feel comfortable with achieving this new level of creativity. Being around lots of people and strangers for too long or forcing myself to socialize is very draining. Yes, I rarely do it. It's very draining. So just like, going to the UU church here in Long Beach, I was self-motivated to do it, and I did it by myself. I joined the choir, I found out when they were practicing, and one day, I just went and I said, "Hey, I'm here, I'm new in the area and I want to sing with you guys." And they're like, "Okay, great." And that's like a rare thing that I'll do, but I have to be motivated and I have to be comfortable with it. So that's a great thing to help regain control, to help me gain control of my creativity. Number 2, we will receive more creative abundance the more often we use it. So whenever you believe the creative flow comes from, wherever you believe the creative flow comes from, whether God, the universe, your higher self, wherever you believe this creativity is coming from, your job is to release it so that you can get more. And I kind of look at this as you receiving from the higher source is a gift to you, and your gift back, in order to receive more of it, is to release it into the world and to share it with others, or is to share it with others. And I have definitely noticed this in my business so far, like with when I was, earlier in the year when I was back in Kansas, the spring semester, I started back in school I transferred into a BFA program from an interior design program. And the school was fine, but first of all, I was comfortable in the area to be able to do this. I put myself out into the community. I put several of my pieces, I submitted several of my paintings into 2 different exhibitions, which were accepted into the juried exhibitions. I went into the community for the first Friday art walks and displayed my work in two different businesses for the first Friday art walks. And I also submitted a couple of pieces to a local it's a little cute little vintage retail shop that they had on the upper floor. They had what do you call it? An art display. I'm trying to look people's work. It was an art. I don't know why I can't think of the word, but I submitted 2 paintings to this. It was a night of art, sex and candy art show. I don't know why that was so hard to think of. An art show. I ended up selling a painting for $300 at that art show. And Krista, my sister, she came with me to look at all of the rest of the art pieces that were submitted. But that was a lot of work that I did all by myself. And, networking is a word that I'm really kind of afraid of and I don't like using, but it was networking. And I really want to come up with a different word for networking that's friendlier to introverts. If you guys know of something, write it in the comments, because I want to replace networking. It's got all these extrovert associations with it, and just makes it sounds nasty to me. But that was a really uncomfortable thing for me to do. But because I was sharing my work with the community and in exhibitions and everything, I got so many compliments back of people who went to the art shows, or people who went to the I was at one of the first Friday art walks. I stayed there and I painted. I painted live, and while people were coming in, they were telling me how much they liked my work, and that not only made me feel good, but I feel good about myself. But I felt good that I was sharing my work with other people, and that definitely allowed me to have a better influx of more creativity. So sharing your thing, sharing your creativeness with the world is definitely that gift, giving back and completing the cycle, and then it will come back to you. Number 3, you have to keep adjusting as you grow. We will be constantly asked to expand. Ignoring this commitment leads to stagnation, discontent, and spiritual discomfort. I definitely have, and I've shared this on my blog before. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I shared about my experience with mild depression and how it's like probably going to expand my lifetime. But learning how to thrive with it has been a very powerful experience for me. So learning how to or the fact that I always need to be expanding and I always need to be growing, and that's just like the cycle of life. You have to grow and you have to keep moving. Otherwise, your body will atrophy. You will be stagnant. You will be, my choir teacher in high school always said something about still water. Still water stinks. But waterfalls the water is constantly moving and it's fresh. It's alive. It's full of energy. So don't be still water, because then you will stink, and no one likes to be around stinky people. If you do not expand, it also says you'll be discontent. You'll be really you'll be like you'll feel really crappy about your life. You'll be like, my life is sucky, and that just creates a big cycle too of suckiness cycle. And so you'll be maybe disappointed in yourself and spiritual discomfort. You will feel that inside of you, this discomfort that is maybe it's not being true to you. Where's the microphone? Okay, it's not being true to you. Make daily small adjustments that over time make a difference. Let me see. In the book, I think this example of making daily adjustments that over time will make a difference. I think she was talking about something about a guy in an office. My memory my memory will remember random things that don't make sense together. But definitely making small adjustments. Oh, I remember. It was like, for example, a person says, well, I can't take care of myself. Maybe this is one of the, no, yeah, I think this was the example of this number. I don't have time to take care of myself because all these other people around me are depending on me. Well, who's depending on, who else is depending on you? You are. You're the only person that can change yourself. No one can change you. Other people might influence a change in you, but the actual action comes from you. So always having to expand. You want to expand, not contract. Okay. Number 4, creativity requires action. Yes, this is a leading through to action. Yes, cultivating your creativity is an inside job, but you need a balance to stillness. And this is the video that I put on my Facebook page. You can also watch it again on my YouTube channel. But yesterday, this is the number I was talking about, where exercise, the balancing of cultivating your creativity and letting it build in you. And this is like one of the things that you can do to make small adjustments throughout time, and then it builds up, and you become something more. So the balance of stillness. There is a time and a place for meditation and doing things for the internal you. Things like going to church, praying, meditating, yoga. These are the types of energies that are very low I want to say low impact, the low vibrations. But then with that, you have to balance it out with there's always in life, in nature, there's always two sides. There's always a second side that is the opposite, to balance it out. I'm a Libra. I'm all about balancing. So this is like totally up my alley. But the other side of that would be exercise, things that are high energy. And she talks about needing to exercise, meaning you don't have to go and get a gym membership. You don't have to find this like intense workout or anything. But it's just like, or if you remember Susan Powder from the 90s, she explains exercising as what does she say? Moving in oxygen. All you do is make sure that you move your body in some way for every day, at least once a day, every day. An example would be walking. Since I've been here in Long Beach, I've been chatting with one of my newfound friends on one of my Facebook groups. She's a health coach, and we've been sending messages back and forth of different like meal plans and exercise things. I think mostly we've been talking about like food and diets. I've been trying this new diet, like keto, where it's like you eat high fats, low carbs, no sugar, no grains, no gluten. And I've been struggling with my weight for like my whole life. And it just makes me, the whole thought of diet and exercise has always made me feel really, really frustrated, and like it's not a fun thing for me to think about normally. But since I've been out here in Long Beach and talking to my friend, I got that app that I also talked about in the video. It's called Steps. It's a free app that you can download, and it's really simple. You put on your phone and it tracks how many steps you take. I know a lot of people have like those devices that track your steps, or like those wristbands. I know Krista's got one of those wristbands that it tracks more than your steps. But I just use that app, and you can set a goal for how many steps that you want to take, and it shows you the progress of how much you've done. My goal right now for the past month have been 5,000 steps a day, I think, which is equivalent to maybe a mile and a half. But since that's just a little bit of a motivator. Walking is something that I can do that's not super strenuous. I also have some arthritis that makes me frustrated of doing, like, I can't really do dance classes. I do enjoy dancing. I can't really do dance classes anymore because it hurts my knees. But choosing some kind of exercise that the point of this is to make connections outside of yourself. So the meditation is making a connection to yourself, learning to communicate with yourself, being self-aware, and then balancing that out with some form of external exercise, something more higher energy and that gets you into nature. Okay, last one, number 5. Create an artist altar or a haven. Make your centering rituals sensory experiences. Now, creating an artist altar can be interpreted many ways. Some people like having physical altars, like little knickknacks, incense. I don't know if you like mirrors, or like a physical altar where you like put on the wall or in a corner or in like little a cabinet or something that you can like meditate or something in front of. But whatever you do, make whatever you have a sensory experience. So go through all of the senses, and anything that you want to create in your little altar, make it something that is pleasing to listen to for your ears, something that maybe you can have, like, I'd probably have like a cup of coffee. I'd like make myself a cup of coffee, like taste, because that just the coffee that I make is so, there's so connections in my brain that it just makes me so happy. So I'd probably have like a cup of coffee with my altar. Let's see, what are the senses? Something, feel, taste, smell, touch, hear, taste, smell, touch, hear, whatever the last one is. There's 5 of them. And so include in your rituals, the sensory rituals, include a self-centering action and a moving action. So going back to number 4, with your altar, you have the 5 sensory objects, and then add in that balance of, for example, meditation and a walk. Something low energy that's self-awareness, self-centering, and then some higher energy exercise. Or as Susan Powter says, your movement in oxygen. So those are the 5 steps. That was week 11. I need my coffee. I say this was a good week. Leave a comment if you have. I'd like to know some ideas of your creative artist altar and things that you do. I would really be interested if anybody has any ideas of altars that that's easily travelable, that I could travel with, because I travel a lot, and I like having that sense of kind of like a sense of home with me. And yeah, so leave a comment below if you have any ideas of if you have an artist altar. That'd be really great. Okay, as always, I am creating my affirmation. I'm creating custom affirmation portraits only until the end of July. So if you're interested in working personally with me, I won't be offering personal custom work anymore beyond July 31st. And my affirmation portraits, they're custom mixed media paintings based on that are meant to reflect your goals, affirmations, and lifestyles to inspire and motivate you to keep living those. That's the sensory object, the sensory version of a verbal affirmation, basically. And you hang them on the wall, and they're beautiful. So I'll leave a link to that to order affirmation portrait. And beyond that, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go over to my website, KeziaCarterStudio.com. Sign up on my list, and you'll get awesome stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, 12 weeks of The Artist Way. Next week is going to be the grand finale. So I'll see you then. Bye.